Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix, and it is time for the Quick 3 Tarot for Tuesday, October the 11th. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Okay, so all the readings are up for October. The general readings, the love readings, and the money readings. Those are up. My goal is, like I said, to start the November general readings for all the signs this coming weekend. That is my goal. We will see what happens. Knock on wood. All right. Collective readings are up. Full moon in Aries for the collective. New moon in Libra for the collective. And just other collective readings are up. Whatever reading you watch or listen to, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading the energy and the tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Now that I have said that, let's go ahead and get into this reading. For the pre-shuffle energy, I feel like there is something going on with the grandmother. I don't know why, because the Queen of Pentacles came out, but for whatever reason, the picture of that queen, it just made me think of grandmother, because grandmother was coming to my head, and I'm just like, okay. And then there were some other cards that came out, Seven of Swords, Page of Wands, so on and so forth. And I was thinking, one of the things that came to mind was there may be a difference of opinion, but also I feel like this older woman, which more than likely is a grandmother, she's not telling her opinion directly to the person who the opinion is about. She's telling it to everyone else. And then it's going to the person, which that might be you, who it's about. Either you could be the grandmother, who knows? Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But she's not going directly to the source. Possibly she's not going directly to the source because the source is not speaking to her. Or some type of, it's just, what's the word? Estranged. That's it. Thank you. The relationship, it may be an estranged relationship where nobody's really just talking, but one person still has a lot of opinions due to whatever choices were made, where they are putting their energy. So that was kind of the energy that I was picking up in the pre-shuffle. I have no idea what's going to come up in the main reading, but that's pre-shuffle energy. Let's go ahead and get into this. May I have the energy for the collective for Tuesday, October the 11th? May I have the energy for the collective for Tuesday, October the 11th? May I have the energy for the collective for Tuesday, October the 11th? That card caught my eye, Chariot. Okay, as I was putting these cards back together. So with the Chariot, that's Cancer energy, but also that's a victory card. It can also be a movement card too. So if this is from the pre-shuffle energy, someone might actually reach out and go towards the other person to mend the relationship. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. May I have some cards, please? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Thank you. Okay. 2 cards came out. Yeah, this is a family issue. You know, this card has been coming out a lot in readings. 2 of Pentacles, I've noticed that. Also, the Queen of Pentacles has been coming out a lot in readings too. What's at the bottom of the deck? Queen of Wands, which is Queen of Fire in this deck. I'm using the good tarot. So, yeah. So we have technically 3 queens. We have the Queen of Pentacles that came out in the pre-shuffle. We have the Queen of Water that came out in the main reading. This was the first card to come out. The Queen of Water, which is Queen of Cups. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Fire. But I feel this is definitely family related because we have the Six of Cups, Six of Water here. So this is about nostalgia. This can also be about long-term friendships or relationships. With the Two of Earth here, I feel like a choice has to be made. As usual, it can deal with juggling, but it's about balancing. Also, I feel there might boundaries might need to be set here. That might be the other thing. Now, another timeline that I'm looking at, I could also see this being a friendship too, with the Queen of Water, Queen of Fire, and the Queen of Earth. So Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, and Queen of Pentacles. You have three queens. I could see where there might be some childhood friendship here between three people. Maybe one's a water sign, one's a fire sign, and one is an earth sign. And it could be a thing of not just setting boundaries, but also respecting people's beliefs too. That could be another thing going on amongst the group. So let's talk about these two timelines. One timeline is more than likely someone older who has an opinion about something. They have an estranged relationship with their grandchild or granddaughter. And now is the time where they're looking to work it out, or somebody is looking to work it out. But again, I feel like part of this was exacerbated because the person who had an opinion did not take it directly to the source, even though I feel like the source and the grandmother were not talking. But regardless of that, I feel like the source feels, okay, you still could have come to me and said what you needed to say, even if we weren't talking. If you had all of this to say to everyone else, you should have just came and said it to me. There's some of that energy. For the other timeline, where you have a group of friends that have been friends for a very long time, because again, Six of Water, Six of Cups here. So this lets me know it's been for a very long time. I feel there may have been a case for some of you where it's sort of like one friend was trying to make the other friend choose or to take their side in something. I feel like that. And then, you know, especially if it's with three people, then you have that one person who's caught in the middle. It's almost like, I always talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because that show is hilarious to me. That I usually don't watch that type of stuff, but for whatever reason, that show makes me laugh and I'm just like, I have to watch it. But anyways, it's almost like with Kyle and Dorit and Erica, where in Aspen, there was this falling out. Erica didn't want to go to the thing. And she was already like distraught, allegedly. And Dorit was like, well, I wanted to stay and comfort her. And Kyle was like, oh, well, you chose her over me type thing. Why couldn't you come to my party? This. With these three friends in this timeline, I feel like it's similar to that, where one friend is trying to make the middle friend choose them over the other person. But the middle friend is like, I'm not choosing anyone. I'm looking to support both of you. I feel like someone is trying to force another person to choose in this friendship of three people. And one of the people, they just want peace. It is what they want. They just want peace. And I feel like they don't want to deal with the confusion too. They don't like the confusion. They don't like the sadness. The reason I'm saying that is because Queen of Cups plus Six of Cups is Seven of Cups, which can deal with confusion. Also, Six of Cups minus Queen of Cups is Five of Cups. So they don't want to deal with the confusion. They don't want to deal with the sadness in this friendship. It's just like all they want is peace. The Queen of Fire, I feel, wants the other person to take their side, because also with the Queen of Fire, there can be some ego there as well. For the Queen of Earth wants to be right, because that's Virgo energy. And that energy can be like, well, you should really agree with me because I'm right. So yeah, so you have two energies here, and then you have a person in the middle, which could be this Queen of Cups, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to take anyone's side. So yeah, on that timeline, I do see that it will eventually work out. I don't feel like there's going to be a major fallout between these three people. As for the grandmother situation, I also feel that will work out too, because especially with the Chariot card coming out, that's a victory card. And I feel that the grandmother and whoever this is with, if you're the grandmother or if you're the person, the grandchild or the granddaughter, then whoever is making that move, it will more than likely bring good results. All right. So that is the message. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Till next time, be blessed.